Right. Yeah. We are going to continue talking about this topic. It's called auctionals. And yeah, and we have been seeing and also use auctionals in previously when we were talking about strong and weak preferences and own it as well. And those are related. How what is the relationship between two objects? In that time, we use person as a class, right? And we put as optionals. There's we put like a name it was, and also we put like apartment, and we remember that sometime apartment has a address, right? And also has a maybe a owner or user or person who is the owner or is some tenants, right? So we have strong right and weak references for the for this purpose, right? Because when we create the object, we can put as a personal. It's a auctions, right? Because auction means that sometimes an apartment could be empty, right, or could be occupied by a person. So let's talk about auctionals. Dealing with data doesn't exist and can be a challenge, right? And also we meet auctions and in Swift A auctionals allow you to work with values and also absence of values. And there's one of many ways to Swift design to be a safe language. And you have also occasionally to see auctionals in your code, and we are going to explore then more depths. Auctionals safe make Swift safe because they keep you from accidentally write code and that would ray and missing data, right? So we can talk about this is the last one topic uh, regarding Swift. And and yes, we can see as auctioners like this way as we previously were talking, right? And as in here we can see some example regarding auctionals. It is very quickly to tell us in two different ways. Instead of to use is if empty, right? We can know if that the data is absent, right, or it exists. We can print the values. So later we are going to talk about it. Here we also can see another example because it's so a little bit similar to the apartment and person sample, but here is with coffee consumed, and we have a person and coffee consumes a name, right? So sometimes some people, in my case, I don't like to drink coffee, but some person like to take coffee, and and yeah, in my case could be optional value. So instead of to put that information, we can like not put it. Yeah, it's not like when you put as a options like here, you can also just put the name, the person who is the person, right? But if you want to specify how many coffee does he likes, right, or to take, daily, you can put it. But if it's necessary, you can remove it, right? That's this is how auctionals work, right? So let's continue. And we have that information and it's go in work rate. Here's an example as we were talking previously. It says that we have a garm, we have else and garm, and we have these auctions if let in another language. It's not frequently to use this one. We have if let and we have also gar let, right? And we are going to see the difference between them, right? And when we have here to use if let, it's so easy to say that if that value come as we have been declared, it's going to sprint it. But if is if this information is empty or null, it's not going to say anything using if let. It's very useful to us. So very quickly, we have been talking about auctions, right? And this operator using the like a question mark in this one, right? So let's continue about talking garlet. Garlet, it's a little bit similar to to iflet, but in this case we also just confirm is that value is that information is valid and just says let, right? And here is a difference between them, right? But we can continue talking about the force unwrapping. Force unwrapping is not the best way to do the things, but sometimes it's you need to check something, but you need to take in consideration when you are working with optional and you force to run that code in any time it could be crash your apps, so you need to take care when you use this operator, right? Administrations, right? Operator. So let's continue here. There's example. So sorry, we can continue talking here in references to this information, and we have here to force the nils, right? And says like this, this value is going to be like a implicit, right? In this operator we have will not use any options value, right? And yeah, we can see as we previously were talking that if you have the following problem and says we have this value, it is an array with a list of contents, right? And we have another kind of array, right? But it's empty. So when we says give me the first items, it's not options, right? When we declare it, but we have a message value here and says give me the first one, right? And put the message. Yes, this is the problem that we can face now. So the solution says the optional claim give us a shorthand access to auctions that are between another auctions, right? So we can put like because remember that first is a closure and also it's a built-in closure, so it belongs to Swift. So in there's when Swift developers create that closure, they create as auctions, right? So we have this value and says this information could arrive, yep, as optional, and please put it upper cases. But suppose that the other value that is not like is empty and doesn't have any value, you are going to receive a null, right? And uses like optionals. So quick note, it says that optionals let you to lay out optionals using cleaner and single line code, right? So let's continue explain in another example. So we have a person with a name and favorite song and karaoke song, right? And we put karaoke song as optionals, right? And we have the song, and we are start to put in the data, the person who has some favorite songs, right? So we start to say those kind of songs that are favorite, right? And we put it as we've been seeing previously. With now in the second options, we are not explaining the karaoke songs because maybe it doesn't have, right? And yeah, that's how it's good. So let's continue here. We have also a some other way to use optionals. It's also use like a init optionals. It's great options because sometimes some values are not like a init. It can be empty, right? So you can specify. So in this case,